Hello, happy Tuesday, everyone. Today we're going to talk about triangles and the area of them. So a triangle is a plane figure with 3 straight sides and 3 angles. Last year you talked about the different kinds of triangles. Your first one I have is a right triangle. The second one is equilateral with all 3 sides the same. Isosceles triangle has 2 sides the same, and then scalene, all 3 sides are different. You can notice that I marked them with little tick marks to represent the lengths of each of the sides. If they have the same amount of tick marks, that means they're the same length. So our formula for a triangle is area is 1/2 of base times height, where A represents area, B represents base, and H represents height. A little side note is the base and the height are always perpendicular. Remember, that means that the sides meet, or it can simply just be like that. So let's practice labeling our base and our height. So here is where they meet perpendicular. This is our base, and this is our height. Okay, so this one is a little different. They added a little extra because they didn't really have the height. You can see in some of them, they write the height right in here, or they had to build out. In this case, they have to build out because it is a scalene triangle. And we'll draw the line, so where they meet. So this is the base, this is the height. This is the base, this is the height, and this triangle is on its side. It looks a little different, but it's the same. So you want to find out where they meet. This would be the base, and this would be the height. So for some examples for today, we have 3 lines like we did last time. So the first one, I want you to write your formula. Area equals 1/2 base times height. So I'm going to place in my base, this is my height. I'm going to replace the letters for numbers. So area equals 1/2 times, our base is 5, times 4. So when we talk about something that is a half, we know it is just divided into 2. So what I like to do is I'll write over here so you can see. So I'll multiply 5 times 4 first, is 20. And then I'm going to multiply 20 times a half, or 20 over 2. So I can divide it by 2. So 20 divided by 2 is 10. So the area of a triangle is 10 centimeters squared. Okay, for number 2, area equals 1/2 base times height. Area equals 1/2. So my base and my height, let's figure that out. There's a whole bunch of numbers here. So my base is on the bottom, my height is in the middle. So my base is 6 times 4. So 6 times 4 is 24. Times it by 1/2, and that gives me 12. Area equals 12 centimeters squared. Number 3, this is this weird looking one that they had to draw a little extra. So here is my height, and here is my base. So when it's talking about my base, it's actually stopping right here. It's not continuing with the dotted line. That is just for guidance to figure out what the height was. So area equals 1/2 base times height. This is my height, this is my base. My base is 7 times 5. Okay, so 7 times 5 is 35. And then I need to times it by 1/2. So it's 35 over 2. I know that doesn't go in evenly, so let's just do the math over here. Remember this, we can add a decimal, put a 0 there. So then we're going to bring the decimal up. 2 goes into 10 5 times. Okay, so our area is 17.5 meters squared. All right, and our last example, area equals 1/2 base times height. So this one's on our side. This is where they meet. So 9 is my base, and my height is 2. So area equals 1/2. Base is 9 times 2. So 9 times 2 is 18. 18 times 1/2 gives me 9. So area equals 9 meters squared. All right, I have 2 word problems for us today. So Tim is building a birdhouse. One wall is shaped as a right triangle. The dimensions of the wall are pictured. What is the area of the birdhouse? So first off, we know that area for a triangle is 1/2 times base times height. And here's my triangle over here. So I'm going to figure out what my base and my height is. 8.5 would be my height. 11 would be my base. So I'm going to plug in those numbers for my variables. All right, the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to multiply 8.5 times 11, and I get 93.5. So 93.5, I'm going to times that by 1/2, so 93.5 divided by 2, or I can say times 1/2, and that gives me 46.75 inches squared. And lastly, a triangle road sign has a height of 4 feet, so a height of 4 feet, and a base of 3.5 feet. How much larger an area is the sign than one with a height of 3.5 feet and a base of 4 feet? First, we're talking about a triangle, so we have our area equals 1/2 base times height. Now, I was talking about 2 different road signs, so we're going to have to do 2 separate problems to see which one is larger and by how much. So our first road sign is a height of 4 feet, a base of 3.5. So 1/2 base times height. I'm going to plug my numbers in. Base is 3.5 times 4. If the dots are getting confusing, you can just do parentheses, which is a lot easier sometimes to see, so you don't get the dots and the decimals confused. So first thing I'm going to do is 3.5 times 4. So over here, 3.5 times 4 is 14. And then I need to multiply that by 1/2. 14 over 2 gives me 7. 7 feet squared. Okay, that's for sign number 1. Sign number 2 has a height of 3.5 and a base of 4. Okay, here is my formula. So I'm going to plug in 4 for base and 3.5 for height. Multiply 4 times 3.5. We just did that, and that was 14 times 1/2. That gives us 7 feet squared. So our first answer and our second answer are the same. One is not larger than the other. The only difference that there was about the measurements. The measurements of the base and the height were just flipped. If you guys have any questions for today, please message me, and hope you guys have a good rest of your day. Bye.